I flip the book now. So would you like to pick, so this is an intuitive exercise. So could you pick 1, 2, or 3? So there's 3 books. Would you like book 1, book 2, book 3?
Book 2.
Book 2. Okay, so that is called Spirituality, Evolution, and Awakened Consciousness. And you have, yes, just some little titles there.
Yeah.
So you've got 1 to 188 pages to pick from.
Okay. Well, since I picked the second one, why don't we try to pick the middle, about page 100?
About page 100, right. So, okay, this is a story. 12 lines to pick from, paragraphs.
Well, let's pick line 5.
Okay, so this actually comes off a story. And just to give you the essence of the story, there's a couple and they're marriage counselors, and one of their friends comes to visit and realizes that they're preaching and working with a lot of people, but they're not really living it. But their control structures are so strong that they just keep, having this sort of treadmill sort of response to everything, and they're, imparting these wisdoms, but they're not really of it. That would be the guts of it. So Jeffrey, that's one of the counselors, began to lecture Jackson on the virtues of inner work. It bizarrely turned into a 45-minute polite rant while Dahlia continually nodded her head. That's his partner. Jackson laughed. "What are you guys doing? You are saying a lot, but it sounds like you are reciting one of your brochures." What does that make you think and feel?
Well, again, I think we have inner dialogues that we govern ourselves by, and often those dialogues aren't challenged.
Yeah.
We just keep trying to reinforce these beliefs, even though they aren't working for us.
Yeah.
And we need to be able to be open to somebody questioning them, challenging them, asking questions about the derivation of those ideas, and do they work?
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
they being employed?
Yeah. And I think too is that if you're on the other end and you're asking the questions, be respectful that it is somebody's belief system that you're looking at. And there's a difference between challenging and attacking and judging.
Yes.
So when you're challenging it, it's a conversation and you're asking questions and you're trying to understand the reason why someone believes that. And when you're judging, you're running it through your filters of what they should be thinking, and you're trying to control them to come back to that thought process. So in that story is that counselor has this idea of how everything should work, which is really just a control structure, trying to build the lines, and his mate Jackson is in there going, hang on, you're saying these, you're not really of it, you're not living the true essence of it. And we can get caught up on that. If it's like you see now on Facebook pictures of people taking photos of themselves being generous so that they can put it on Instagram or Facebook. Is that the true essence of generosity, that you're doing it for this purpose? So that should be challenged, and then you come back.
So Lorraine, are you a therapist?
No, I'm a soul intuitive. So I've worked with, so what I do is I come in and read people's energy from so I'm reading the energy that I can feel off people. But I've worked with people for over, I was going to say over 25 years. I'm getting close to calling it 30. So people would employ me to go in and look at their energy and find out what the blockages are. So, I did different modalities and all the rest of it. But it's just this natural skill that I have. And then what I did was I documented it and the themes that I could find on people. And then I would explore those themes, like why are we so oppositional to the truth? And then I would just run workshops and present this information and then study how people responded to it and what they had problems with. So that's where my learning came from. So from a very different angle.
Lorraine, I feel cheated because we're not going to have time to keep doing this. I, I have really enjoyed meeting you.
Yeah, and thank you. And thank you for being part of the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me. And I hope that at some point we'll have an opportunity to do more dialoguing together.
Me too. Thank you.